up? I'm Emerald Ray, and today we're going to be talking about triplets or cuts. And this is a bowed ornamentation. We're going to do this with our bow. And it's just a little da-ga-da, yakada. And so we're just going to cut. They call them cuts in Cape Breton. Triplets pretty much everywhere else. They call them triplets in Ireland and in Scotland. This is not something that's generally done in old time or bluegrass. But again, it's always something that you could throw in if you feel like it, but it's not generally written into tunes. But it's a great thing to practice and to be able to do. It's really good exercise for your wrist, that's for sure. So here's what it looks like. So what's happening there is we have two really tiny, microscopic, very crunchy notes. It's literally this. So we'll just start there. So for this, you really have to get into that nasty, crunchy awesomeness that's in there. Oh yeah. I actually love that noise of being a bit silly. That crunchy noise that we're getting right there. That is actually what makes fiddle music sound fiddly. And I know that sounds terrible, but it's true. It's actually using that crunch and that grit in there and just getting a little sandpaper sound in there is, to me, the difference between pretty polished classical music and other kinds of music and like gritty, dirty, folky, folk music styles. And it's using that sandpapery sound to your advantage that gives it that kind of that something. It's just sort of like, that rough edge that makes fiddle's music sound really wild and savage and all of those things. So the triplet is definitely one of those things. So we have two little notes. So the third note, that longer note that I did, is a normal note. It's a pretty loud note, but it's not we're not continuing the crunch. So this is a good place to start, even though this is not where we will finish, just so you get an idea of what it's supposed to sound like in very slow-mo. So I'm doing this on my A string, and so this is just a little pull, 2 millimeters, and then 2 millimeters back up, and then a regular note. And then retake, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, so I say that's not where we'll finish because that's not actually what you're going to be doing when you do it up to speed. And so I'm going to talk about that now. What you're going to do when you need to do that in a full speed tune is you're going to have to throw it. So I talk about throwing with ornamentation as well, but this is really like you can really feel it. So what your wrist is going to do is, you have your bow here and you have to go down, up, down really quickly, down, up, down. Now, it just doesn't make any sense to be thinking about doing that. It's going to lock up your elbow and just feel really awkward. And that's not really how it's going to flow in the moment because it goes lightning fast. It goes this fast. So that's what you'll do in Cape Breton music that's the cuts where you're doing cuts back to back like that. So I don't have time to think about down, up, down or anything like that. I'm just thinking about throw, throw, throw. So what a throw is if you think about your hand, going in the direction of your bow like this. Some of you, if you've ever done like, you know, classical lessons or Suzuki lessons when you were a kid, or even now, they have this paintbrush exercise where you do this like this and you follow the direction of the bow. So we're going to kind of do a little something like that. But watch my wrist, what my wrist does. We're going to go down, up, down, right? Down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down. So down, up, down, down, up, down. Do you see my hand going blah, 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 blah? The blah, blah, blah is the cut. So I know this sounds silly, but it's true. I promise you, there's no way you can do this fast without just throwing it. You just throw it away. Da, da, da. Down, up, down. 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 Okay, so once you've done that a whole bunch of times, so you kind of get it, you know, so you're getting a little flap in your wrist in the middle there. It's kind of like, you know, thinking about my forearm coming down like this. So down, up, down, down, up, down. So it kind of feels like I'm throwing, my hand is loose and I'm throwing it with my forearm there. My elbow is sort of involved, but not really. I'm always worried that my elbow is going to get locked up in this process. So I'm mostly just leading with this part of my wrist right here, just this underbelly of my wrist. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And my hand is merely reacting to it and trying to hang on to the bow for its dear life. So let's try that with the bow. So let's try to get that action going without the fiddle involved. So now let's try to just get into position and try to go down, up, down, 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 down, up, down. Okay, so now let's try it. Let's do a big up bow on the A string and down, up, down. And do a big up bow to retake and down, up, down again. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down. Up. Great, so once you have that, then you can take it a little bit faster. All right, if you think you can go a little faster than that, let's try it. How's that feeling? If you think you can take it up to full warp speed here, let's try that. So if you can't get up that fast already, that's okay. This is not a day one kind of thing. That's just where you're heading to. So we can try that with a little scale if you get to that point and you want to try a little scale. And you can try that on your G string. Let's try A. And before you know it, you'll be playing. I believe in you. You can do it. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Good luck with your cuts and your triplets. And I will see you soon.